Hi guys, Lou LaManna here in my cigar box guitar building workshop, and today I want to share a little tip with you guys on how I do position markers and side dots. You guys have inspired me so much with all the tips and tricks that you've shared that help me make better cigar box guitars. I figure I'll pass this on because I haven't seen anyone do this yet. The material that I use for my dots is pearly guitar picks. And they come in a variety of colors, and you don't have to use pearl. You can use any kind you want, any color you want, and they're really simple. So let's show you how I do it. Okay, the tools that I use here are a hole punch. I have a leather punch, a drill gauge, a scratch awl with a pencil and a straight edge, and a little drill with an 1/8 inch drill bit for my side dots. Now the reason I started doing this was that it gets really expensive if you buy pearl dots. Everyone knows how expensive that can be. You can almost get these for free. Can't beat that. Anyway, what I do is I take the pick. We'll use white for purposes of a demonstration. And I will just put the pick into the hole punch, as you can see. Squeeze one out. And here is what we ended up with, which looks like a pearl dot. So we would do as many as we needed to go up our neck. I won't do them all for you. And then the next thing we do is mark our holes where we are going to put this. This is a poplar neck blank that I've been working on. The fret slots are cut, and that's usually when I put the position markers in, because then you can sand it before you put the frets on. Okay, so now what we have to do is mark where our dots go, and you can put them wherever you want. Some people like to put them up here on the side. I'll put these in the middle, and how I find the middle with my straight edge and pencil, I just kind of make the middle of an X between the top of that and the bottom of that. Put a mark, do this way, and put a mark, and where those two lines intersect is my center point. I will take my scratch awl, put it on my center point, and just kind of make a dent there. I have one here. Okay, now let's take it over to the pillar drill. Okay, now we have our dot, and we use our drill gauge, and we just put it on here and slide it till we find the hole that it fits snugly down into, which in this case is 3/16 of an inch. Okay, so then put it back out, and we take our pre-marked fingerboard over to the pillar drill. Okay, what you want to do is make sure before you turn your drill on that you're centered in your hole. And all you're going to do is just kiss this hole with a drill bit, just till you get barest amount in there. Okay, that's good for that one. Just center the drill bit. And you don't have to worry if you go too deep. You can always stack 2 or 3 on top of each other, but you just don't want to go that deep. Okay, now the next thing that I do is I will take some lemon oil that I'm going to put on the fingerboard anyway, and I will wipe this down before I introduce super glue to the mix, because super glue can squeeze out and really make a mess, and then you'll see the spots from it. This way you don't. The lemon oil will prevent it from leaving marks. Okay, let's go glue them. Okay, I have a couple different color ones I cut out here so we can show you what they look like. This fingerboard, like I said, is poplar, which I'm sure a lot of you guys use. And I use the super glue in the long neck bottle which I find easiest to work with. And shout out to Christopher at Crimson Guitars for the masking tape on the finger trick. Keeps you from peeling super glue off your finger all evening. Okay, what we do is we just put a drop of super glue, and then we slide our dot into the hole and push it down. Now sometimes that happens where I will use the bottom of the super glue bottle or the back of my scratch-all to push that into place. Okay, move to the next one. We'll do a black one, which shows up very nice. Back of the scratch-all. And one more up here. We've drilled, and we will put the brown one in. Just that's your regular brown Fender guitar pick. And play with it a little bit. Okay, and there you go. Position markers. Now these are sticking up a little bit. I would probably, let's push it down good. I might try the next size up drill bit. Okay, so there is white, there is black, and there is brown. Alright, now I'll show you how I do the side dots. Okay, for side dots. Now I take this handy dandy little carpenter's pencil that I've split in half on my belt sander. This is what I normally use to mark the depth of nut slots. You lay this across your frets and mark, it'll tell you how deep to cut your nut slots. But anyway, this fingerboard is a 1/4 inch thick, and I have a piece of 1/8 inch thick plexiglass, and I just lay this on there and make a mark all the way up, which will give me basically half the thickness of this. So that's how we mark where to put our dots. And what we do for this is we use the leather punch. Let's make a black one so you can see it better. And we take our punch, and I use smaller than I do for the position markers. The side dots are smaller, so that's why the different punch. You could always make them the same if you wanted. No rules, just right. Okay, I'm doing a couple of these. And then this is what I use the jeweler screwdriver for. I have to poke down through to get them to come out, because they like to get stuck in there. Sometimes they get stuck pretty good. There they go. Got a lot of dust out of there too. Well, here's one. You can see it's definitely smaller. And we measure that on our drill gauge, and it'll give us, this particular one is 1/8 of an inch. So I take my little drill that's 1/8 of an inch, bit in it, and simply line up with the center of my position marker, and on my center line, and drill a little dot in the side. And just take your super glue, same way, put a drop in there, and take our dot. I usually like to use black dots for the side dots. They seem to be a lot easier to see against light wood. like this poplar here. And there we go, erase the pencil line. And we have a nice pearly side dot. Continue on up the fretboard, place them where you will, and that's it. So I hope you can all make some prettier guitars using this method, and hopefully we'll see you again with another tip.